York City stalked a woman early yesterday morning, followed her into her apartment building, and murdered her in her own home. The woman's landlord said a man quietly slipped into the Chinatown apartment building just behind the victim around 4:30 in the morning. Police say the suspect followed Christina Yuna Lee up 6 flights of stairs into her apartment and stabbed her to death. Neighbors called 911 after hearing her screams. Police say when they got to the apartment, the suspect had barricaded himself inside. They say officers knocked down the door and found Lee dead in her bathtub. Cops arrested the suspect at the scene, reportedly covered in blood. The NYPD reports this was the 8th time police had arrested that man in the last 9 months. Local coverage from our station NBC4 New York, and their reporter Mark Santia.
Why did you kill him?
I didn't kill nobody.
Asamad Nash says he did not kill anyone as he left the 5th precinct, headed for criminal court just a short distance away.
Today, we gather here to remember Christina Yulin Lee.
Chinatown paused to remember Christina Yuna Lee. Police sources say this video and these still photos obtained by News 4 show the horrific moments as Nash followed Christina into her building, forced his way into her apartment, and killed her.
No one in this should be afraid to leave the home. But to be afraid even to go home, that is really the tragedy that is New York City.
The 35-year-old Lee was a Rutgers graduate working as a producer for digital music platform Splice.
She has done nothing wrong. Only mistake she made was to move to New York City, make New York City as her home from New Jersey.
Today marks the last day of the Spring Festival of the Lunar New Year, a time when our community should be celebrating. But instead, we, Christina's family, and her friends are mourning her loss.
Crime against Asian Americans in New York City is up, but police say they do not believe Christina was targeted and killed because of her race.
Asians in this city are not safe. We do not feel safe. It is not just a perception.
Christina moved from New Jersey to New York City a year ago. As for the suspect, Nash, he's facing charges of burglary and murder. For the news, I'm Mark Santia.
A doctor in